So today we're going to be talking about a major issue in PetSim 99 that is causing everyone to get scammed, including me. Yes, I've been scammed by this and you probably have too, without even knowing it. So REP is this little number down here. You can see at the bottom of my Titanics. These all have different values. It says like this one says 12.5 billion. And REP stands for recent auction price. And nowadays it's not just based on auctions. It's also based on obviously any purchases that you make here. So if you go and purchase this for 113,000, then it gets averaged out over time. And some of these items only average out like once per day. So I've seen like sometimes it takes like 24 hours for these to calculate. But for example, this pet right here is REP says 162 million. This person's selling it for 160. So if enough people did this, then obviously it would reduce in value. So it would go down from 162 million. Same goes, let's go over here and check this one out. So this one says 199 million. If someone were to buy that for 199 million, then it's a good chance that REP is going to go up. So you can see this zebra here is 54 million and REP is more. So REP is currently 55 million. So if enough people bought this for 54 million, then that's going to go down. The REP is going to go down, right? The other thing you'll notice with REP is that if you go through the Titanics here, like let's go find Titanic Cat here. This is one of the most rare pets and most sought after pets in the game. And you wonder, well, DV, if you're saying it's one of the most valuable and rare pets in the game, why is it only worth 900 million? Well, REP means it had to have sold to be able to have an REP, right? And no one's going to sell this thing that is worth more than the cap. So the current cap is 25 billion. And if someone were to try to sell this to get the REP fixed, then they would have to sell it for 25 billion, which is a big scam. They're going to lose a lot. Plus they're going to lose 1%. So why would they ever do that? If you wanted to look at the value of the Titanic Cat, you can go to a site like petsimulatorvalues.com, also known as Cosmic Values. And you can see the Titanic Cat here's value says right now it's 30 billion, which honestly, it's got to be more than that. It's probably closer to like 34 billion in my opinion, but it has fluctuated a bit. The other day I saw it at 32 billion. So you're never going to see an RAP for 30 billion. So another example is the Titanic Hippo Melon, which is also one of the most valuable Titanics in the game. It says 949 million here. And if we go over here, it's clearly worth 90 billion according to this site. Now, it doesn't mean this site's correct. In fact, I would argue that most of the prices on Cosmic Values are wrong, but that's not as much of an issue. That's more of just an opinion, okay? So it's not really making a huge difference. Like you can argue with people all day long saying Hubert should be worth 10 billion. I could go through this and probably create my own price guide with my own opinion. Now, Cosmic Guide is also an opinion. This is not based on any algorithms or data. This is based on a lot of expert traders in the game saying they believe these things should be worth these things, which is a whole different topic in itself. I think that's kind of a problem. I ran the Islands price guide for the longest time and I experienced this firsthand. I understand how much of an impact prices make in the economy. So this right here, the Titanic prices are not an issue. It's just, I just want to explain how this system works. And now let's talk about the issue, okay? The issue right now is something called projections. Price projecting is a common thing in this game and it's happening many times per day. Now let's go to this site called ps99rap.com and this is a really helpful, it's basically just the REP system with the ability to like see what's going on. It's a great site. Definitely check it out. I'll link it in the description. I have no affiliation with it whatsoever. You can see at the bottom here, it has daily movers and you got the biggest REP gains raw. Now, a lot of these aren't any surprise, like the Angelus, the new Titanic Angelus going up. That makes sense. The tie-dye Griffin though, let's take a look at that. That doesn't look right to me. Tie-dye Griffin went up and it looks like it just spiked. Yeah, look at this. How many exist? So 23,000 of these exist. These are not rare pets. Okay, so 23,000 of them exist. You can see just looks like just today it got projected. So check this out. So it went up 71,000%. So it went from being worth 3 million for days. Like look how long it's been traded for 3 million. Look at this. It's been this price for days. And then you go over here and how is it worth suddenly 2.46 billion? Now let's go look for people trying to scam with this. There it is right there. All right, let's see how much they're trying to sell for 100 million. So 49 million. So they're trying to sell theirs for 49 million. It's only worth 4 million. So they're trying to be subtle about it. Let's look for another one. Yeah, here's another one. So they're trying to sell for 2 billion, which is kind of crazy. Now this pet's only worth 3 million. So how do you get scammed by that? Obviously, most people that have 2 billion are not going to just go straight up and buy that. You know what they might do they might accidentally accept it during a trade. So what happens is if you do an REP type trade, a lot of the times what they'll do is they'll give you a bunch of like items and pets in one in exchange for your Titanic or a bunch of huges. Now, an item recently got projected, and that is the boss chest mimic enchant. So this one got projected the other day, and you can see this giant spike. Look at that. So let me just zoom it in here so you can see what happened. So you can see it went from 211 million up to 982 million, and then it dropped right there. So the person that did this projection, we made out with like some big gains and caused people to lose a lot of gems, and then it normalized after people just started buying it or something. I don't know what happened here. I'm guessing this just kind of dropped back to 252, but it's still not normal. Like, it was going for only 211 right before that happened, and then that happened, and now it's still like, it's still suffering, right? It's still slowly going down. You can see a big drop here just a bit ago. See right here, it's finally starting to get back to where it was, and it's probably going to continue to drop. So projecting items and pets can go both ways. Of course, if you want an item to be cheaper, you just go and sell that item for cheap over and over and over through multiple accounts, and it suddenly goes down in price. So for example, if I wanted to tank the value of, say, the banana cat, and this is really risky, most of the time you'll find people doing this on dead like trade plazas. They'll go and take something like huge cat here, and if they want to take the value, they can just keep selling that for like basically for like a couple gems. The other way they'll do it is, say they want something that's cheap, or maybe even this huge right here, and they'll put that in there and they'll sell for like 2 billion over and over and over, and eat the cost. So yeah, there's a 1% fee for that, but what they're going to do is they're going to take those pumpkin cats that they just bought for, you know, normal REP, and then they're going to trade them out as part of a huge or Titanic trade. So they're going to trade those and give you overpay for your stable huges. So this happens a lot. It happened to me a couple times. For example, not long ago, there was a huge that got projected. Let me find it. It was a huge red panda. Yeah, let's see if we can find it. There's the spike right there. Look at it. If you just back up, let's take a look at these spikes. You can see they kept doing it. So they had a couple tests here. They went up to 1.5 billion and then they dropped back down. They went up to 1.6 billion. They did it again. They did it again. And then a really big one recently, they got it up to 2.76 billion. This is a big problem. Let's take a look at the banana. Let's just back up a little bit. Look at this is the fruit that is currently worth like 70 gems right now. It went from like 127 all the way up to 2.8 billion per banana. And they pretty much use the same exact process for this to project it. And a lot of people got scammed by this because they'd give good stuff in exchange for worthless bananas. So how do you avoid this situation? Well, you don't want to trade in bulk. So Gamer 56 won alt here. Just he's let me show an example here. But when you have a situation like this, you can see he's starting to add more stuff. It can get really confusing. Like I might have like a situation where a lot of things are going on. I'm trying to calculate, then, you know, they're removing stuff, they're adding stuff. Now I got to go through one by one, and some people just go through way too fast. They'll be like, oh, that's 612 million, and they'll just accept it, right? And for example, I got a pet right here that's a shiny golden. It says 1.58 billion. I got this guy right here. It says 1.2 billion. You just don't really know unless you go through the history of each one of these. Shout out to Gamer for helping me out here. he's just flexing. So the best thing to do is just check the history of an item, see if it recently had a spike in it. And before you even just go to the trade plaza, hit this site, see what, you know, the biggest gains are right now. So that's how I knew the tie-dye griffin spiked 2.46 billion. So one way the devs can fix this is if you hover over pet, it should show a little exclamation mark showing unstable. That way you have an idea that it was just recently changed in price a little too much. Like maybe it just shows like the last change or something over the last 7 days. They do something like this where it shows that it's unstable. Like they already say good deal under stuff. So something like this could help where it shows that a price is just changing too fast. It's very volatile. REP systems will always be flawed with this. You know, slowing down the updates for REP makes sense. It could help a lot. Sometimes you'll see REP updating like in real time. Other times you see REP taking like a day or so. Beyond that, I'm really curious, what do you think is the solution to the REP problem? It's definitely causing a lot of people to get scammed, and it's not cool that scammers are reaping the benefits. A lot of people are under the impression that the devs allow this. They say there's nothing wrong with doing it, and to me, maybe there needs to be some like clear outline by the devs to make it not allowed. But right now, from what I've been told by people that, you know, project stuff, it's completely allowed. So that's a big problem to me. I think they got to fix it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope this video helped you prevent yourself from getting scammed in the future, because it happens daily, like I said. Till next time, happy grinding. Peace.